Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Treaty of Versailles, in which we hope we can find the best possible way to move forward as the world and to initiate world peace. Today, three countries will demand what they want from Germany and what is required for the betterment for our society. Ladies and gentlemen, the first person to speak today will be the French Prime Minister, Mr. Georges Clemenceau. After him, we will have the Prime Minister of Britain, Mr. David Lloyd George. And finally, we have the President of United States, Mr. Woodrow Wilson. Thank you.
George Clemenceau. As a medical doctor, he mastered a cool head. As a journalist, he defended the truth. As a news proprietor, he learned to fire employees. And as a school teacher, he mastered the true meaning of point deduction.
2,000 years later.
Ladies and gentlemen of the world, I, George Eugene Benjamin Clemenceau, or most famously known as the Tiger, would like Germany to be severely punished. Why, you may ask? Well, to answer that question, we must look at the geographical and statistical information. France suffered severe destruction and casualties due to the shared border of France and Germany. We the French, have lost 1.7 million lives due to this war, and we must take justice and punish these Germans. They have destroyed our beloved country, and we must not stand by and watch. And this is why I must take action and revenge on this country. So, without further ado, here are my demands. Firstly, Germany must be disarmed of all their weapons. And I shall repeat, Germany must be disarmed of all their weapons. Secondly, Germany's army must be seized. Thirdly, we, the French want our beloved Alsace-Lorraine back. We also want to have a significant amount of Germany's colonies, which will ultimately give Germany no power and make them no threat to our people. Fourthly, we, the French, want Germany to pay high reparations for the damage they have caused to our country. Finally, we want Rhineland to become an independent state so that we and the Germans shall not share a common border to avoid future threats from Germany. And finally, we want the Saracen returned to us. All of these demands are required to weaken the Germans sufficiently so that they will no longer be a threat to us and the rest of Europe. Thank you. Terms and conditions of these demands shall be discussed further later.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's please take a moment of silence for the lost lives of this treacherous war. Now, I would like to say we want a peace which will be just not based on vengeance. We want to punish those who have done these crimes, but not to the extent of destroying lives and lifestyles. Mwahaha, everything is going according to plan. The British economy shall thrive on the money of Germany. We shall be the superpower of this continent. Ha ha ha. We are grieving with every country in the world and the families of the people who lost lives. We shall punish those who began the war, those who attacked our homes, and those who made us suffer through this time. But we should also create a lasting peace in which no other war shall be created. Ha 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 ha. We shall be the naval superiority We shall be the greatest and strongest country. Ha 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 ha. Thank you to everyone who attended, and we shall discuss more on the terms later during our private meetings.
Dear people of the world, it is with great sorrow and sadness to see the world destroying itself. But without any means, this is a historical event in the history of the earth. To teach the future of our mankind what we are capable of doing so it will not be repeated. We must establish a peace and a democracy for all the people to have one voice and only one. We must come hand in hand and fight evil, but maintain our standards as people, not savages.
Ha ha ha, Woodrow. How nice of you to say these things, all that garbage coming out of your mouth. You know well enough that we were not attacked and we were not affected by the war, but instead we gained economically. You're just saying all this stuff to earn a place in history. Ha ha ha.
And this is why I have devised 14 points to establish peace and prosperity upon our beloved earth. Point 1. No more secret treaties. Point 2. Free navigation of the seas in peacetime and wartime. Point 3. Removal of economic trade barriers. Point 4. Reduction of armaments for all countries. Point 5. Impartial settlement of colonial disputes taking into account the interests of both the colonial populations and the governing countries. Point 6. German troops to leave Russia. Point 7. Independence of Belgium. Point 8. Return of Alsace-Lorraine to France. Point 9. Readjustments of Italian frontiers in line with nationality. Point 10. Self-determination for peoples of Austria-Hungary. Point 11. Evacuation and restoration of invaded Balkan countries. Point 12. Self-determination for peoples in the Turkish Empire. Point 13. Establishment of an independent Poland with access to the sea. And finally, to all of you who have been bored, the final point. Establishment of a general association of nations. Thank you.
Von Jahren alle Hören Offiziere registrieren zu lassen, wie Stalin!